challenge, you made an accusation, you are to get on the microphone and defend your statement. If you type into the text, I'm going to kick you. And he flees.
I think there's a new policy, right, where you have to defend what you type.
Yeah, there is a new policy. We haven't enshrined it in the text rules yet. But if you're going to make a strong accusation in the text and you're called about what's being said in VC, you're not going to get away with being a keyboard warrior. Okay. Oh, look at this. He says, I don't converse with science deniers.
Yeah.
I don't converse with science. See, this is the old shtick, okay? Did you know, I forget who his name was.
Quarantine
in the 19th century, there was a pro-evolutionary proponent who wanted to ridicule the creationists at that time. And you know what he did? He didn't call them science deniers. He said they were the equivalent of flat earthers. Okay? Same shtick. Right?
We see that quite often, that they put us in the same bucket with flat earthers and astrology and that kind of stuff.
Bashir, you said, do you believe it's possible to be a Christian and not be young Earth? Yeah, you could be a Christian. You could be mistaken about the age of the Earth. You could be flat out wrong, okay, because of your capitulation to the modern consensus, or due to your ignorance of what the Bible says, or just out of sheer compromise like William Lane Craig. You can be a Christian. Salvation is not dependent on whether you believe in evolution or not, but one has to realize that if you are a Bible-believing Christian, that evolution and an old universe is incompatible with the biblical record. Okay, and those people who do claim to be Christians, who believe in evolution and an old earth and old universe, are just simply trying to combine two opposing metaphysics into one. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too. I mean, it's so bad with William Lane Craig that he's gone to the ludicrous position of saying God did not create Adam out of the dust of the ground. God made Adam from some evolutionary hominid, and that God did not make Eve out of Adam's rib. And that the order of creation, and he said that the order of creation, and I'm paraphrasing now, that the order of creation is not what happened there, because he believes in the Big Bang cosmology. Because in the Bible, it was light, and then the earth was created first, and then after that, on subsequent days, the stars were made. Okay? William Lane Craig says, oh, this isn't to be taken literally. This is just to be understood, speaking to the Mesopotamian mindset that these things are not gods. I mean, he's sounding as bad as liberals here when he says this crap. Okay?
Yes, but there are many old earthers which actually do not hold to evolution as the right explanation of biodiversity. They are old earthers, but they believe still that intelligent design or creation explains biodiversity.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay, are you talking about ID advocates, or are you talking about Bible believing Christians?
Yeah, like Steve Meyer, he strongly opposes evolution. He is an intelligent design proponent and old Earth creationist.
Yeah, as much as I appreciate and admire and respect Stephen Meyer, okay, and I'm not throwing him under the bus. The guy's brilliant. I love listening to him. I have some of his books, right? He has a problem if he's a Christian, because the Genesis account is incompatible with death and suffering over millions of years.
Yeah, and I have interacted with other members of the Discovery Institute, like, for instance, Günther Beckley, and he is very confused in regards of the chronology of these events, and they have no cogent and coherent explanation of the chronology whatsoever. They cannot explain chronology.
In other words, if we question origin stories, oh, we're anti-science, we're science deniers. Okay, which is ridiculous. I mean,
well, in a way, it's true.
Perfectly scientific.
All right, go ahead,
It's
Otangelo.
perfectly scientific. Young Earth creationism is perfectly scientific, and we have several key points. And I think that in special, the soft tissue in dinosaurs is a key point, which older Earthers cannot explain. What I see as very strong is the finding of the remains of Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat. And I think that very soon there will be new scientific news in regards of that finding. I cannot talk too much about this.
Okay, Otangelo,
there
you know
are
what's going
other
to happen?
key issues.
Let's say they find Noah's Ark. That's going to change some people's minds. But for a lot of people's mind, you know what they're going to say? They're just going to say, well, it just turns out that there was just some quack and his family members who thought doomsday was coming, and they built this boat, you know, on part of a mountain. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, it is a very maybe it is one of the most controversial issues, at least what I have experienced since I studied this finding. It is extremely controversial, and there is so much wind against this finding. So many people ridicule it and so forth. It is impressive how people react in regards of that.
Well, let's put it this way. What is more definitive that Noah's Ark was true? God's eyewitness testimony recorded in Scripture, or the discovery of the Ark on the Mount Ararat? Which would be more definitive?
Well, the finding would just confirm the biblical narrative.
Right, but you see, but to them, they would just do an ad hoc maneuver. They would just simply say, yeah, so what? So several thousand years ago, there was some crackpot, along with his family members, who thought doomsday was coming, and they built this wooden structure, which is unusually large, you know, on probably the lower end of a mountain, right?
I think what they will do is continue to object that this structure is really Noah's Ark. That even if there will be scientific evidence with radio dating of the wood and so forth, they're
not going to care. Look, they have. Yeah. You know what? When in the account of the rich man and Lazarus, when the rich man was allowed to speak to Abraham and pleaded that he go back from the dead and warn his relatives, Abraham said to him, "They have Moses and the prophets. Neither will they be persuaded if somebody rises from the dead." Okay? Now, if they did meet somebody who was dead, they would be shocked. But then they would just come up with some ad hoc maneuver. It's that simple. Look, how many times have we seen it in our debates with atheists when they get cornered by their own words, their own beliefs, and what do? Just ad hoc, misdirection, deception, obfuscation, right?
We cannot permit us to the illusion to think that the more evidence that confirms the Bible, that these people which are objecting us today will stop objecting us tomorrow. If they have an emotional binding to naturalism, it doesn't matter how much evidence that you can provide to them, they will always deny it and disbelieve it.
Because they have an a priori commitment, okay, not to allow, God to have a foot in the door.
Yeah. We see that today, and we will see it in 20 years, in 50. That will never change, because
do you know how many
Christ already predicted it and said that the way which leads to heaven is small and just a few will find it, and the way which leads to hell is large and many are going on it. That's what we see.
How many atheists have some of you regulars heard me completely corner and show them that in their God denialism, their worldview becomes absurd? In other words, there's no ultimate final reference point, or no rhyme or reason why anything is what it is, and everything ultimately comes down to arbitrariness and absurdity. And how many times have we heard atheists say, and you know what? And the same is true of your world. Okay? In other words, when they get shown that Christianity, the Christian worldview, is the only coherent worldview to hold to because of the attribute set of the God of the Bible, right? It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. They are committed. They are committed to one thing and one thing alone. And if they get rid of that commitment, then they will automatically become Christians. And what is it that they're holding to? It is their own personal autonomy, the autonomy of their own mind. Because if one holds to the autonomy of their mind, then you have to deny God. Because by definition, God's mind is autonomous by definition. So as long as somebody maintains their autonomous reasoning, that their mind is autonomous and not creaturely, that we aren't creatures, and that we derive and depend upon God for all things, including our reason, right? As long as they maintain the autonomy of their own mind, then by that autonomous claim, they will come up with any ad hoc reasoning in order not to affirm the autonomy of the mind of God and his creator.
Yeah, the autonomy is the most precious thing that they defend on all costs, even by sacrificing reason and logic and sound, following the evidence.
Okay, would one of the admins please type in Wandering Atheist? If he doesn't get it to VC now, he muted. Okay, it's already been done.
Yeah, he's already been warned. I just quarantined him. He was already warned, and he just ignored my warning, so I just immediately quarantined him.
They love to shoot their mouth off. They like to make extraordinary claims, but they don't want to defend them.
He's been quarantined for an hour.
Well, lucky you guys, I won't be going to dinner until probably another hour, so which is good.
That's just a little warning for him.
Yeah, I think that was reasonable. An hour.
Then he'll know what to expect next time if he wants to continue being a moron.
But that last guy, the guy says he taught this stuff, the 49-year-old. I can't remember what his name was. The guy had no ability to focus. See, this is what we're up against when we're debating atheists. No, not strong atheists. I'm talking about
I think that's the same guy. I think he refers
himself. Maybe. I don't think so. They had a lot of similar traits, but I don't think so. See, but this is what we're up against in formal debates and informal debates. What you will find is they tend not to, either inadvertently or on purpose, not to be focused on what we're saying. Okay, they're the ones quick to talk about us having scripts, but these are the people who follow scripts themselves. Okay, the floor is open. Okay, anybody have any questions on atheism, the Christian worldview, for and against? Anybody want to defend that atheism is coherent?
What's your thoughts on when people say that miracles are illogical because they defy the uniformity of nature?
Well, that makes my day when they say that, because in their world, nothing is off limits. How could any state of affairs be off limits when they cannot designate nor defend what it is that is fundamental and ultimate, dictating what is, can be, or cannot be? They have no grounds to object to anything. Okay? We're not the ones who have a miracle problem. And in fact, miracles are a cakewalk in the Christian worldview because they are simply a manifestation, a highly unusual event that is a manifestation of the power of God that seemingly defies or violates the imposed regularities. Notice I said seemingly, but it's simply a manifestation of God's power. So the point is, when they say that, oh, well, you believe in magic, say, well, no, you're the actual one who believes in magic, because you see, in your world, anything could happen. I could rub an old brass oil lamp and wish for a pot of gold on my doorstep, and it could appear. And there's nothing to that would restrict that from happening in their world. Because what are they going to say? Well, the laws of physics. Well, are the laws of physics absolute, unchanging, and are they in fact eternal? No, right? And you'll notice that when you question them about the laws of physics, they will flip and they will flop as to whether the laws of physics are ultimate or not. Notice when Lawrence Krauss said, we don't need to appeal to God. We don't need to appeal to supernatural woo-woo. God is not necessary. We can explain everything through the laws of nature.
It's sort of like when you go to a fast food joint, right? And you say, I want extra pickles on my sandwich. And they say, well, we can't do that. And you say, well, are you the manager? Who's the boss here? Right?
Yeah. So when he said
bad analogy, I guess.
Yeah. So when Lawrence Krauss and other atheists say that God's not necessary. That's another one of their cliches. God's not necessary, because we can explain everything naturally or through the laws of nature. Well, I called his bluff. It's Dr. Krauss. What is it that is fundamental and ultimate that dictates what's possible and impossible? And what was his answer? Anyone? He said, I don't know. Well, if you don't know what's fundamental and ultimate, then how can you say the laws of nature can explain everything? You know what? He just got exposed as being a part-time clown.
Full-time.
Aren't atheists fun?
Sometimes.
That's like the meme that had the man and woman at a dinner table, and she piped up and said, I'm a democratic socialist. And he said, oh, so you're upfront about your mental illness.
I have that meme. I think I'm going to post it in the Atheist Helpline. Might not be the same one. Oh, yeah, it is. It's in the Helpline.
Nice.
Do you know the Darth? You know the whole science denier thing that they do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of, or makes me think of, like a scenario where you're talking with some guy and he pulls out his hammer and he says, I built my shed with this hammer. And you say, oh, okay. And then he says, and the other day I painted a picture of my wife with this hammer. And you're like, what? And he says, yeah, and when I'm thirsty, I have a drink of water with this hammer. And when I need to travel somewhere, I fly across the ocean on this hammer. And you say, what are you talking about? That's a hammer, dude. That's not what hammers do. And he says, what are you, a hammer denier?
You see, they've drunk the Kool-Aid that the historical retrodictions and the materialistic extrapolations into the past, it's not the same thing as observation, testing, and repeatability. Like that last guy I was talking to, he was absolutely convinced that there would be no other way, that if there are higher elements, well, then they had to have been formed through stellar nucleosynthesis. How else would they have gotten here? That one guy, though, talking about radiometric isotope dating, it was shocking to me that he was in denial that radiometric isotope dating makes an appeal to daughter elements that have decayed from their putative parent elements. Just like, wow, this guy's so clueless.
Well, he was citing some other, I didn't quite understand it, but I guess he was trying to say that currently the ratio between certain isotopes is different than it was when the Earth came into existence. And his claim is that when the Earth came into existence, they were both equal or something like that. And that's how you can calculate it.
I'm going to show you guys a video, and I'm not going to make any commentary on it, okay? You guys ready?
This water. How am I going to get these people that have left there?
I don't believe in a religion.
And they believe.
Do you see the title?
How do I get them to safety? So then I guess the Bible says that God, when his rod
hey, Tonlock,
is on a stone or water, then the water separated and
is my mic working?
Yeah.
it goes back up.
Look at this individual on YouTube here, and look at the title. I don't believe in a religion.
I don't believe that actually happened. I believe that.
Look at it. Where? What did you say?
It's so powerful.
Look at the title of the video. I don't believe in a religion.
Where is it at?
I'm streaming it.
Moses was in when he was like against all odds were stacked up against him.
She don't know how to speak English.
Carrying the burden.
What makes you think that's a she?
Many people.
Yeah, there's no chance. No chance. I'm sorry.
It doesn't know how to speak English.
And he generally did not feel like he had the means or the resources.
That looks like a woman to me.
With grease and a wig on his head.
That story is so powerful in the sense that we will get to.
All right, I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna take a look in the.
We could get to a place in life where we're like, I can't see how I'm gonna go past this situation. There's so many people relying on me. I feel like I've disappointed these people. I just can't see myself going past this. Like, how? It is impossible. We literally create a reality that there is no physical way of overcoming this situation, of actually, and I know this is something that's going to so deep. So it's so deep. I feel like this also is something that can trigger.
You guys see the screen?
In the sense that they
Oh no!
think it's like dictating my lead. There's a lot of thought process into it. I genuinely feel like
Guys, I'm driving, Darth.
this is the only way. There is no other way. This is the only way to escape this, because in their head they will write all of possible outcome situations, alternatives.
Okay.
It comes to nothing. They feel like the world is against them, and they feel like that's someone's responsibility.
I apologize for that, everyone.
Okay, going back to the actual story, I just feel like there is times
Things you
Darth,
can't
how did you find
unsee.
her?
What's that?
How did you find her?
I have a bookmark that loads any live atheist YouTube streams. Okay, I have two bookmarks. One for live atheist streams, and the other for atheist streams in the past week.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just type in atheism, hit return in the YouTube search field. When it loads, click on the filter and click live. When that page loads, then bookmark it. And you do the same thing again, but you select the filter of this week, and it will show you all of the videos that have been uploaded that week. Okay. I'm sorry that we had to see all those sexy pictures.
Oh. Now you know what. Now you know what Ringling Brothers did with all their tents once they got rid of them.
Oh, that was too much. Too much.
Honestly, at first, I thought she was a man. I don't know.
Well, these days with people popping hormones, you don't know what they are.
No. You know. You still know.
Darth, I don't want to make you mad, but what do you think about the Derek Chauvin trial? The conclusion of it.
I think that they didn't even deliberate long enough where they could have gone over all of the testimony that went on for weeks. Okay, I think it's a tragedy of justice. I think they probably were motivated in part out of a fear of widespread riots. But the good news is, according to Alan Dershowitz, he said he definitely has an excellent case on appeal.
They did not sequester those jurors. Those jurors are what could watch all the news of what was going on, everything that Mad Maxine said, everything that low IQ Biden said. They were all taking everything into consideration under that trial, and they didn't want. There was also one house where a former juror lived, where they had left pig blood and a pig head on the house. You tell me that's not jury tampering?
The guy had lethal levels of fentanyl in his system. Okay, there was no clear trauma to the neck. One screen capture from the officer's cam showed that his knee was on the shoulder, not on the neck. Right? There's overwhelming reasonable doubt here. Right? So I think what happened is just an outrage to this guy. Look, there was a 15-year-old or 16-year-old girl who just got shot by the police, and they have him on the body cam of her having like a 6 or 7 inch knife blade. She's about to stab another girl, and she got shot by the police, and they're complaining about that.
Yep.
It's about mob rule at this point. They're trying to get a narrative painted at all costs. That's all it's about.
And did you
What
see the
happened with the
knuckleheads
trial?
on? Did you see the knuckleheads on ESPN who, even after the guilty verdict, was saying, "Yeah, that's just not enough. That's just a token. That's just a token for us. But we want real justice."
What is a sports channel doing covering this?
We have no idea.
Yeah. Well, not that I watch sports or sports channel, but if I did, I would never watch ESPN again.
I'm about done with sports. Even professional or college sports, with all this kneeling for the flag and garbage, I'm done with it.
It's just, you know what? These people are screwing their own industries. They are so alienating their fan base. The ratings for basketball, baseball, and football are way, way down.
And did you guys hear about how I think it was the MLB isn't going to play in Georgia because of the new rule that they set up or whatever?
Yeah. It's because the voting legislation that they passed, they're going to move it from a half black, half white state to a state that has like 8% black. Good job, MLB. Way to stick it to the man. And I love how Delta got their butts handed to them by the Georgia legislation. They said, "Oh, you don't like our voting act? Well, you're probably not going to like our defunding of your airplanes. So we're going to take back all the tax breaks that we've given you."
What happened in the trial? I hadn't heard what the result was.
They convicted him, I believe, on all counts.
He's guilty on all charges.
Oh, really?
Well, the good news is he has a number of different options for a very serious and credible appeal.
I think a large part of it was that they didn't want the riots to start because if they wouldn't have convicted him, I'm pretty sure people would have started rioting.
Look, given the riots that happened, already, that higher courts are going to have to realize that the guy could not have, given all this publicity, gotten a fair trial. But from now on, there's a new rule, okay? He's now known as Fentanyl Floyd.
Hey, bro, I gotta stop you right there, man. Come on, man. Why do you gotta say that?
Because Floyd was a drug addict. He had a criminal history. He was passing bad money. And he had lethal levels of fentanyl. And he also had high levels of methamphetamine.
Yeah, but that's how we roll. But like, nobody deserves to die like that, man. Everybody needs to.
Hey, who said? Wait a minute.
You said what, bro?
Who said, when you say nobody deserves to die that way, what do you think was the cause of death?
Fentanyl overdose.
Okay,
let me tell you. Hey,
who's responsible? Who's responsible for this dumbass?
Hold up,
taking lethal quantities of fentanyl. Do you know there are police officers that have died from touching fentanyl?
Hell yeah, bro. Have you ever overdosed?
Okay, so wait a minute.
No, listen.
Who said, hey, bro, don't overtalk me.
Oh. All right, keep talking, bro. Keep talking.
Now, Fentanyl Floyd died because he was a dumbass drug user.
Yes, okay. All right, bro. Have you ever overdosed though? Have you ever been through an overdose?
There was one incident where I almost had. Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, but you're saying.
Okay, look. When I'm answering the question, you shut your dumb mouth. Now, there was one time when I thought I had overdosed and I was about to call 911, but the manager of McDonald's assured me that the chocolate milkshake was just causing heartburn.
Darth, he has contradictory tags on his profile.
Hey, bro. So, like, an overdose, your lungs usually stop working because.
Dude, why do you have contradictory tags on your profile?
What are you talking about, bro? What are you on about?
Oh, my mistake. I was looking at someone else. My mistake.
Dude, chill out, man. All right, so when you overdose, usually your like lungs stop working. But what could being under a lot of stress makes it like even worse and makes you die quicker.
Did Fentanyl Floyd? Did he have hypertension?
Listen, bro. Listen. He was resisting.
I asked you a question. Dodge another question. I'm going to kick you from the server. Did Fentanyl Floyd have hypertension?
Give me a moment. What does that mean? Explain to me what hypertension
Did Floyd have underlying very serious
means to you?
He had hypertension, is
like
problems with high blood pressure. He also had a very serious heart condition.
Hell yeah, he did. Wait, bro. You think I'm for or against him?
I didn't accuse you of anything.
I don't know, bro. You're talking to me like if I'm with him, bro.
No, I'm talking to you because you've been interrupted.
Yo, hold on. I gotta get on my PC right quick, but hold on. My bad. Never mind.
You good, bro. You good.
Man, don't interrupt, bro.
That's how you deal with someone interrupting.
I don't know how to use Discord on the phone, so I gotta wait.
You good, bro. You take your time, man. Don't worry, man. There's an open server for everybody. Yeah, so Fentanyl Floyd, that's a funny name. In conclusion, that's it.
I think it's very fitting.
It's a very hilarious name. I find it.
Indeed.
Very peculiar. So, are you Christian, man? Or are you like an atheist? What are you, bro?
Me, I'm a Christian.
Gang, Catholic, anything, Protestant. I don't know the other ones. Mormon. What are you, bro? Catholic, Protestant? You with us? You gonna answer my question? Are you Catholic, Protestant? I don't know the other ones, but what are you, bro? Which type of Christian?
Why do you keep on calling me bro?
Oh, cause you're like my homie, brothers. All right, dude.
No,
what do you want me to call you?
I'm not your homie. I'm old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh my god! Dang. So what do you want me to call you, Grandpa? All right, Grandpa. So what are you, bro? So you like?
I also happen to be an admin on the server.
No, dude, I'm asking
you're over talking me. Over talk me again, and it's like stepping on a landmine. Don't over talk me, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I strongly advise that if you want to disagree with me on something, be my guest. But if the two of you in here are going to sit there and just continue to troll, you're going to get an instantaneous, without warning ban.
No, dude, I'm good. I want to ask a question.
No.
Like, I'm
Hold on.
asking.
I wanted to answer one of your questions really quick. What you should address him as is sir. Okay?
Sir. All right.
Sir. That's a
I got
proper
you.
way
Yeah.
to
Okay. I'll
address
call him
someone.
that. That's it. All right. Done. I'll call him that. All right, sir. So, what are you? Catholic, Protestant?
I am a non-denominational Bible-believing Christian.
All right, bet. So, what's wrong with the Catholic Church? I just got that question because my dad was asking me about it, and I don't know. And
The Catholic Church,
yeah.
the Catholic Church does not teach the true gospel of Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church teaches that the true gospel, which is through repentance and faith in Jesus Christ alone for the forgiveness of our sins, that one must provide a lifetime of faithfulness and practicing the sacraments and rituals in order of the hopes of maybe getting into heaven. So the Catholic Church teaches a false, unbiblical view of salvation. Okay.
All right, that's all. That's all. Was that so hard, bro? That's all I had.
Not bro. Stop it with
sir.
bro.
Sir,
talk.
chill
Sir is
out.
what you're looking for.
All right, chill out.
You need to shut your mouth.
Gentlemen, settle
Bro,
down.
this guy sounds like a troll. This guy
Okay,
sounds
the
like a
guy.
troll.
All right, he's
Can I
muted.
ask my question real quick?
The guy that
This
had
guy's a troll.
hold on. The guy that had contradictory tags is back. It's EL or EI Ghost. Why do you have contradictory tags,
Me?
man? No, the
Wait,
Ghost
what?
did.
Me, dude? What'd I do?
You have
Yeah, you
contradictory
have a
tags.
Christian and an atheist as tags. You have to pick one or the other.
Oh, my fault, sir. I misclicked.
Are you a Christian or are you an atheist?
Are you pretending to be a Christian? Because maybe
I
baptism and
Hey, Saucy,
Christianity the
shut
same
up.
thing?
Shut up, Saucy. Ghost, are
I
you a Christian or an atheist?
got atheist, bro.
Okay,
I'm
that's
sir.
all that's all you want to know. Thank you.
Alrighty.
so. Why did you pretend to be a Christian then?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
So why are you an atheist?
I just didn't go to church, dude. I didn't go, so I didn't.
Ghost, why do you believe there is no God?
I really don't know.
Yeah, I know why. Because you don't want there to be a God.
Really?
No, you can't. You
Really?
can't say that.
Why can't I?
Well, I mean, no wonder if his parents never actually.
Why can't I say that?
I mean, you can, but I mean, you're supposed
You just
to.
told wait a minute. You just told me I couldn't.
Well, I mean, of course you can. I mean,
Good. Then why are you contradicting yourself?
me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not into the whole like Christian thing because I've never felt like God was, with me.
Saucy. Did
Yeah.
you just tell me that I can't say that the reason he doesn't believe in God because he doesn't want there to be God? You said I can't say that. Why not?
Well, I mean, I didn't mean that, but
That's what you said, right?
well, I'm sorry, I said that. I said it wrong. I mean, I believe there's something, if you're asking me, but I wonder if Ghost, did your parents ever were they ever religious?
All right,
just
gentlemen, I'll be
a little bit.
listening in.
All right then.
So, Ghost, what was it?
It's just there's just like a little bit, but not too much. You know.
Alright.
Yeah.
It would be better if you actually explain why he thinks there is.
Man, I don't even know why, dude. I don't even know, dude.
I'm trying to get on my PC. I'm trying to get like on here on my PC, but it keeps like crashing or something. I don't know why.
So you don't really know why you believe
Did this
isn't?
just become Doobie Corner or something?
I guess so.
Because you two sound like you've been smoking dope all day.
That's kind of rude, man.
Yes, you.
Oh dang.
No, I do not. I do not smoke.
No, I haven't.
I saw. See, you.
I've never
had. Why is your speech slurred?
It's
I'm in
that's
the South. I'm in Georgia.
Sheesh.
I'm from the South.
who is he talking about?
Plus, I'm 16, so that's probably why.
Oh yeah.
Plus, I'm trying to get on my PC, but I can't. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, back to what I was saying before this dude interrupted. So, do you know why you don't think there is, or just like you're just kind of going with the flow, just going with life?
Now, Ghost, have you ever been through something that you know, never could like get out? And even if you tried to pray, it never really helped out?
I just don't. I don't
I mean, like
believe
with
in.
me, I've been through like so many surgeries, and it was, just me. And I've always felt alone, So
Yeah.
people talk about God and shit, and about it saving them. I don't know. I just to me, it just feels like there's, I don't know.
Any Christians have a response to that? Do any Christians have a response to that?
I got one. Hey, bro. So, sir, no, I
It's
introduced
kind of like a
bro.
poor kid believing in Santa, like they don't get gifts every Christmas.
I introduced bro.
Word, bro.
Call me
Word.
bro. Bro is fine.
I
Now
actually
keep going.
introduced Ghost to Christianity like a couple months ago. Actually, I've been trying to get him into the church. That's why I asked the question about Catholic or Protestant church, because I actually don't understand which church to introduce him from, because my parents weren't very religious, and now like I don't really have a purpose in life anymore. So I really want to help find Ghost his purpose in life. So that's why I introduced him to Christianity, and that's why I asked the question like, is the Catholic Church wrong or right, or like which church I should go to? And instead y'all like banned me and like muted me and all that, and I was just trying to get answers. So
Nice.
I
honestly,
think
Yeah,
honestly,
they shouldn't have done that.
Honestly, I think it's because of your speech, man. You sound like you're like a young guy, and
yeah,
sound.
I am
If
pretty
he's
young.
young, teach him something. Then
I am
teach
pretty
No,
him
young.
I
something.
totally understand that, but
Instead of
uh,
instead of gatekeeping me, teach me something, dude. I'm actually trying to learn just because
Exactly.
of my speech and how I talk, because I have to refer you to sir, whatever, dude. Like that's just how I talk, man. I didn't grow up in a wealthy area. I don't.
it's just I understand. It's not about that. Listen, if you're gonna come to a channel
My bad.
where
My bad. My
there's
head.
an order and like there's a sort of certain order and a certain class,
But
then you need to
you have
kind
to
of bring
you have to
yourself up to that level.
you have to understand that I'm not really used to it. You got to give me some time to get used to it, instead of automatically just muting me and like gatekeeping me from like finding out like my true passion or like what I want to do with my life. I might want to be a pastor. I never knew that. This might be my last hope, and you guys are out here, gatekeeping all this for me. I'm just trying to find out who I am, why I'm here. I just got plopped down here 17 years ago. I don't know what's going on. I have no purpose in life, and I'm trying to help my friends find their purpose so they don't end up like me. Ghost is a lot younger than me. I'm just trying to help him, bro.
Well, if you want to help them,
I
there's a
respect
lot of
that.
people here that can help you. I mean, a
Exactly.
lot of people
Exactly.
here they
That's
have
why.
knowledge, but hey, you should ask questions and then see if
That's
they
what
can answer.
I was asking questions, but just because I say bro, you guys get all butthurt and stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't
I'm
understand.
not an admin. I didn't get
Facts.
butthurt.
Facts.
It's just the way. It's just you have to have a certain decorum when you speak to people.
Yeah, but
By the
what
way,
what makes you
wait,
guys better than me that I have to
wait,
talk like you?
Must be the color of the skin.
stop. Hold on. Wait a
Whoa.
second. Hold on.
Hold on, hold on.
Okay, who's the kid? Who's the kid speaking?
Me, bro, I'm the child.
I don't know you. Well, I don't know. I can't. There's a couple names lighting up.
Hey,
What's your name?
Flacco, it's me, bro, Flacco.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming in. We don't allow trolling, so people are going to crack down on that.
Yeah, I'm
But
not.
the fact is, I mean, just because here, I'll relate to you a little bit. When I was not a Christian, I prayed very frequently, and I was very angry about the fact that God would not answer my prayers. I guess the question you really have to ask is why wouldn't God answer my prayer? It has nothing to do with whether or not God exists because he answers your prayers. God doesn't owe anyone anything at all.
See, that's the answers I'm looking for. You know, gang. That helps. So, what should I do for God to answer my prayers?
Well, the first thing is, and I'm gonna have to go, and so I'll ask Tim.
Hey, yo, me too. I gotta get ready for work. I have a life. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, what a weirdo. What a troll.
Yeah, Zulu, this is
Fuck y'all,
worse than
bro.
when people come in here and are Seventh-day Adventists. Am I right? Zulu, 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 Zulu.